Have you ever found yourself in the grocery store staring at a food label and just feeling completely lost by the word calories? I mean, are they good? Are they bad? It's such a simple word, but man, the advice around it can be so complicated. Well, today, we're going to slice right through all that noise and get to the simple truth about what calories are and, how they actually power your life. And that's really the million-dollar question, isn't it? One minute you hear you should count every single one. The next, you're told to ignore them completely. So, what's the real story here? Well, to figure that out, we need to walk through 5 key things. First, we're going to start with the absolute basics, what a calorie even is. Then we'll get into where we get our energy and how our body actually spends it. After that, we'll get super practical and look at some expert advice for a balanced diet before we dive into that huge debate. Is it about the quality of your calories or just the quantity? All right, let's get started with the foundation for literally everything else we're going to talk about. Part 1, what in the world is a calorie? Okay, so at its very core, a calorie is just a unit of energy. Simple as that. Your body needs this energy to do everything, and I mean everything. Breathing, thinking, walking, even when you're fast asleep. Now here's a little industry secret. When you see calories on a food label, they're actually talking about kilocalories, or kcal. It's just easier to say. So that 200-calorie snack is really giving your body 200 kilocalories of pure energy to get stuff done. The easiest way to picture this is with a car. A car isn't going anywhere without petrol, right? Well, your body can't function without calories. They are the essential fuel that keeps your personal engine revving all day, every day. So if calories are a fuel, the next question is pretty obvious, right? Section 2, where does all this fuel actually come from? So our energy comes from 3 main places, what we call macronutrients. Now, check out these numbers. Carbohydrates and protein both give you about 4 kilocalories for every gram. But then you look at fats, and whoa, they pack a way bigger punch at 9 kilocalories per gram. That's more than double the energy. It just means they're an incredibly dense source of fuel. And there is one other place we get calories from, alcohol. It gives you 7 kilocalories per gram, so it's pretty energy dense. But here's the catch. Unlike carbs, protein, and fat, it brings almost 0 nutritional value to the party. This is exactly where that term empty calories comes from. You're getting the energy, but none of the good stuff your body actually needs. Okay, so we've covered the calories inside of the equation. Now for part 3, let's flip the coin and look at calories out. How does our body actually spend this energy budget we're giving it every day? Well, our daily energy spend breaks down into 3 main buckets. First, and this one surprises a lot of people, the biggest slice of the pie is your basal metabolic rate, or BMR. This is the energy your body burns just to keep the lights on, for your heartbeat, for breathing, for keeping your body warm, even when you're just chilling on the couch. Next up is physical activity, everything from a crazy workout to just walking to the kitchen. And finally, get this, your body actually uses energy just to digest the food you eat. And really, it all boils down to this simple balance. When you eat more calories than your body burns, you have a surplus. That extra energy has to go somewhere, so it gets stored, and that leads to weight gain. But if you eat fewer calories than you burn, you create a deficit, and your body has to tap into those energy stores, which leads to weight loss. Simple as that. Okay, so we've got the science down. But what does this actually look like in the real world? On your plate? For that, let's turn to some expert advice. We're going to take a look at the brand new 2024 guidelines from the Indian Council of Medical Research. What's great is that these guidelines are all about balance, not about being extreme. They suggest that about half of your daily calories should come from carbohydrates. We're talking good stuff like whole grains. Then protein from things like dals and eggs should make up around 15%. And finally, about a third should come from fats, but they stress focusing on healthy sources like nuts and seeds. And here are the big takeaways from their report. They strongly advise limiting ultra-processed foods. The packaged snacks, sugary drinks, and fast food that are just packed with sugar and unhealthy fats. Instead, they say the focus has to be on whole foods, more fruits and vegetables. And of course, staying active. That's how you keep the calories outside of the budget in check. Which brings us to our final and maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle. Because if you only focus on the numbers, on the quantity, you are missing a massive part of the story. It's time to talk about not just how many calories you're eating, but where those calories come from. This one idea right here is a total game changer. It shifts the entire conversation away from just counting calories to actually thinking about the food you're eating. The source of a calorie changes absolutely everything: how your body uses it, how full it makes you feel, and the actual nutrients you get from it. Let me make this super clear. Think about 100 calories from a sugary soda. What do you get? A quick burst of energy, followed by a nasty crash, and pretty much zero nutrients. Now, what about 100 calories from almonds? Well, that gives you sustained energy, healthy fats, fiber, and protein that keep you feeling full and actually nourished. It is the exact same number of calories, but the effect on your body could not be more different. So, when you put it all together, the real formula for a healthy approach is this. It's about managing the quantity of what you eat, prioritizing the quality of what you eat, and balancing it all with how active you are. Those three things, right there, that's the key to the whole equation. So, at the end of the day, calories aren't the enemy. Not at all. They are literally the energy that fuels our entire lives. The real question isn't about avoiding them. It's about asking ourselves, are we using our calories wisely to build a healthy, vibrant life?